Rabbi Leibel Silver, who was the Nossi of Agudas Rabbanim in his time, lived in Cincinnati, and this shaykhs to the Rebbe, the Friedrich Rebbe, is known. He was close to the Friedrich Rebbe and later by the Rebbe, etc., etc. But what I heard from Harav Sharfstein, that when the Skulener Rebbe was arrested in Romania, when he lived in Romania, the Rebbe was working to get him out. So Rabbi Chadakov called Harav Sharfstein, in the name of the Rebbe, to speak to Harav Silver to see if he could go to the State Department and see what he could do to get the Skulener Rebbe out. And when Rav Sharfstein asked him to do it, in the name of the Rebbe, she said, certainly do it. I don't remember the details of what he said. He made some comments that for sure he's going to do what the Rebbe wants, even though it seemed like it wasn't so easy for him, but he's going to do it anyway, because of his respect for the Rebbe. I also want to mention that since he was in Cincinnati, which is not far from Cleveland, once by a Mesibe, they had a special Mesibe, whether it was a Malav Malke or a dinner for the mikveh or something, he was there. I think he was the guest of honor. And the Telzer Rosh Yeshivas were there, and other people were there. And in the middle, he turns around to my father, which I think was the MC. And Rav Silver says to my father, Ich will reden a inyan Chassidus. He wants to speak a inyan Chassidus. So my father grabbed the opportunity and got up and he said, Rav Silver get jetzt reden a inyan Chassidus. Rav Silver is going to speak now in inyan Chassidus. And the Telzer Rosh Yeshivas got very, saying, what is this? Inyan Chassidus. It sounded like he's making a joke of it. Of Rav Silver is going to sing Chassidus. So my father says, yeah, he asked to speak in Chassidus. So they turned around to him and he said, yeah, I asked, I want to speak in Chassidus. And he spoke some in Chassidus. This shows his connection to Chassidus, the Inyan of Lubavitch, that he wanted to speak in Chassidus. By the way, just want to mention, when I was a kid of 6 years old, he tested me. He came once also to Cleveland for a dinner of the cheder that I was learning in. And when we greeted him at the airport, they took me over to him. I was 6 years old. He was old Rov. It was a big gun, and he should speak to me. So he asked me something in the Chumash, in Parsha of the week. It was Parsha Nosai, I think. So I told him that this is written in the end of the Parsha, and we only learned the beginning of the Parsha. So he tells me, A Kunst sollst wissen, was du gelernt. Lass mir sehen, du weißt, was du nicht gelernt. A big thing to know what you learned. I want to see if you know what you didn't learn. This is just, by the way, to show what style he had, because he was that type of person that he'd always be very sharp. But in his shaykhs to Lubavitch, we could see that his shaykhs to Chassidus and Lubavitch was strong.